In 1937, Walt Disney scored big time with his very first attempt at a full-length animated feature against all the predictions of the naysayer critics at the time. On his very first shot, he brought a whole new medium of film to its full potential. And not even 3 years later, Disney managed to go leaps and bounds beyond what he accomplished in Snow White with Pinocchio and Fantasia, in the same year no less. Walt was just killing it, chewing it up and spitting it out, and with only 3 films under his belt, except for one really big problem. The films were too expensive and they just weren't making the money they needed. That damn dirty box office. Now, being groundbreaking and experimental is a damn fine thing, but the problem is it costs too much money, and they just weren't making the money they needed in order to justify their expense. And the thing is, it wasn't even the movie's fault. Look at the dates that they were released and you'll know exactly what the problem was. Why, World War II was raging at the time, of course. And with the European theaters getting blown to shit, Pinocchio and Fantasia just couldn't get at those European markets and make the money they needed to make. This is also the reason why Disney never risked making anything so ambitious again. Thanks a lot, Adolf. So Disney was the victim of incredibly bad timing, and he was losing money because of it. So he needed to make a profit to make up for Pinocchio and Fantasia, or else his company was going to be up shit creek without a paddle. And Dumbo was the solution to that problem. A relatively cheap movie made to appeal to the masses. And it worked. Dumbo was very profitable and managed to pull Disney out of the brink. But of course, Dumbo was just made to make a quick profit, and it shows. I mean, there's absolutely nothing about Dumbo that is groundbreaking. There's no real depth to it, and even the animation is rather cheap, or at least when compared to his other films from the Golden Age. Excluding the pink elephant scene, of course, which is a stupendous piece of animation. So, as you could probably tell, of all the Golden Age Disney films, Dumbo is definitely my least favorite of the bunch. Now, don't get me wrong, it's still good, I still like it, but it's just, compared with Pinocchio and Fantasia, it's just... Well, I think I made my point. But, like I said, it's still good. The plot, while really simple, is still heartwarming, and it has a good message. There's a lot of clever jabs at circuses, too. Or, at least that's what I think they are. And Timothy the Mouse is pretty awesome, and there's also a couple really good songs, like Baby Mine and When I See an Elephant Fly, and... Oh, what's that? What do you think of the supposedly racist crows, you ask? Well, I was about to tell you to go shut the fuck up, but I thought it over and, well, I'm glad you asked. Personally, to me, they're just crows that just so happen to have the personalities of black people. Maybe they're a bit stereotypical, but so what? Would they be racist if they were Chinese? Would they be racist if they were Hispanic? They don't portray black people negatively. Like, hell, they're the only ones in the entire movie that are willing to be sympathetic to Dumbo's plight. You know what I think? I think you fucking people need to loosen up a bit. If people weren't so fucking anal about a trivial shit like crows from a 1940s Disney movie, and everything wouldn't suck so much nowadays. So just stop it! Okay? Fuck. Anyway, the movie is still good, but as I said before, I just think it's the weakest of the Golden Age Disney films. It's just too simple, and here and there it's also a bit too cutesy, and that's really saying a lot. But hey, it's still entertaining, it's still a good movie, it's like, it was a part of my childhood, but like I said, it's just my least favorite of the bunch, and just compared to the other films from this era, it was a real downgrade. If you agree or disagree with this video, be sure to discuss in the comments section, and if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also be sure to check out my blog at The Critical Canucks at blogspot.ca, and also be sure to follow us on Twitter, Tumblr, and Facebook, all that jazz. Links to all those are in the description below. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll be seeing you next time. Peace out, everybody.